Hey folks, Eric here with a random video. I'm just gonna show you some comics, some collected editions, graphic novels, as some people call them, that I've picked up over the past, few weeks, months. This is just a small sample of what I've picked up. This would be a 3-hour video if I showed you everything that I've picked up in the past 6 months or so, last year essentially, although some I picked up this year already. But anyway, this is just to give you an idea of what I look at in comic books, what I read, my tastes. I think there's a pretty interesting, maybe diverse group of things. We'll see as we go through. I keep looking over here because I've got them stacked, what I'm going to show you. And again, it's just a few things, very small sampling. So no particular order. Some of these are brand new. Some are older things that I picked up here and there. Now I'm glancing over here because I got some stacked here. I've got a shelf over here. You can't see it, but there's a huge shelf just filled with trade paperbacks and some hardbacks. And that's full, so now everything's getting stacked kind of over here until I get more shelves or something. Anyway, let's take a look at some comic books. You're going to see me doing that a lot, leaning. First, we've got Marvelverse, Wanda and Vision. This is, I guess it's a new series that they're doing. If you look in the back, there's just a bunch of Marvelverse books. They're smaller than normal trade paperbacks. Here, well, I'm trying to do this without giving away what the next book is. Can you see how it's smaller than the book behind it? But they're cheap. This is $10, and I'm a big fan of the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. And of course, since WandaVision starts in 2 days as of this recording, very excited about that. So this is just a reprint book that's got, let's see, Avengers Origins Vision, Giant Size Avengers number 4, which might be where they get married. Now I'm flipping through. Yeah, it's got the wedding cover. And I don't know how well you can see that. And then it's got Marvel Team Up 129 and 130, which was, one issue was Spider-Man and the Vision, and then the next issue was Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch. Or vice versa. Not sure which order they're in. Oh, looks like I got it right. Anyway, huge fan of these characters. This is just a nice little book to have some of their stories. There is a collected edition I want to get that has it has the wedding issue, it has their 4-issue miniseries, their 12-issue miniseries. I think maybe some West Coast Avengers stuff. I'd like to get that, but this is a nice place to start. I guess I'll just set that there for now. All right, here's the book I tried to keep hidden. This one's relatively new. It's the first volume of a book. The second should be out soon, but anyway, this is Red Sonja and Vampirella Meet Betty and Veronica. So there you go. I have not read this. A lot of these I have not read yet, since they're relatively new purchases. But I've always been a fan. There's some artwork for you. Always been a fan of Red Sonja. Vampirella, I read off and on. There are a few titles I've been getting recently. Betty and Veronica. As a kid, I used to read Archie comics all the time, and I love the horror Archie universe that's going on right now. So this just sounded like it could be an interesting crossover. I mean, it's a barbarian woman, for lack of a better term, a vampire woman. Actually, she's an alien. And then Betty and Veronica. So we'll see. Hopefully this is a lot of fun. I've already got the second one on order. I do dig that cover. Is my voice too muted when I hold the books up? Let me know. Here's one. I think this is a relatively recent release. It's Hellstrom, Prince of Lies. And this reprints Hellstrom, Prince of Lies 1 through 11. Early aughts book? Let's see. Oof, no. 90s. 93. Holy cow. Big fan of Damon Hellstrom, excuse me. I have Son of Satan, the complete collection, or whatever it's called over there, the really early stuff. Back when he looked like that. This is a much darker, definitely horror-driven book. It's wild. It's good stuff. I read these. I had these when they first came out. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I have, for the most part, stopped getting monthly issues. I think there's one ongoing Marvel book that I still get on a monthly basis. Everything else, it's either miniseries that I'm getting, or I'm waiting for collected editions. I have a list of the last monthly issue I've gotten of all my books, and then I'm going to start with trade paperbacks. And this is the first of those that I've gotten. This is Captain Marvel Accused, and this is volume 4. So up to this point, I have all the monthly issues. Now I'm just getting the collected editions. This is actually a tie-in with the big Empire event. I'm so far behind on my monthly comic book reading that I have not even gotten to the Empire event yet. But I really dig Captain Marvel. It's by Kelly Thompson. Yes, Kelly Thompson is the writer. It's good stuff. I like the artwork. I like the story. I like the character. So... yeah, you're going to see another one like this where I've stopped getting the monthly and started getting the collected edition. That's going to be coming up here shortly in this pile. Here's a new one. When I say new, I'm speaking relatively. This didn't come out just this week. Reckless by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. And this is a hardback. This is a true graphic novel. It's not a collected edition. This is an all-original story. First edition right here. And apparently Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips are going this route now. They're just putting out graphic novels in the new previews. The next book in this series is in the new previews. But Brubaker and Phillips are one of the greatest teams in comic books. Just hands down, any work they do together is fantastic. I've been a Brubaker fan since Sleeper, I think it was called. And then, of course, he's the guy that brought back Bucky and created Winter Soldier. His run on Captain America was great, but his original stuff, his noir stuff, Criminal, Killer Be Killed. Excuse me. I suppose, does this have... What do we got here? Pulp, a relatively recent one that I have. I could have showed you Killer Be Killed. Fatale. Is that how you say it? I looked it up. And I have already forgotten. Yeah, but anything by Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker is just fantastic. I can't wait. I have not read this yet. I can't wait to dig into it. I've already ordered the next one. Excuse me. So, relatively recently, I seem to be saying that a lot, I've gotten into Jack Kirby. I'm not sure why. I was never a huge fan of his art style. Hold on just a moment. Excuse me. His layouts were amazing, but he had that blocky style that, as a younger person, I didn't appreciate. But lately, I've really been getting into Jack Kirby stuff. I've got, up on the shelf, I've got The Forever People by Jack Kirby. I don't know if they call it a complete collection. I have Devil Dinosaur by Jack Kirby, the complete collection. And I just picked up, this is a new reprint, Jack Kirby Forever People. And of Supertown, apparently. There's the back of it. This collects, what does it collect? The Forever People by Jack Kirby collects the Forever People 1 through 11 and includes a bonus gallery of character profiles and pencil art. So there's, there's some Jack Kirby artwork there in the middle of it. This is some of his crazy cosmic stuff produced for DC. Darkseid is in here. I just saw a picture of him as I'm flipping through. He does crazy animals or creatures and monsters and stuff. I just been getting into this Jack Kirby stuff. I'm digging it. I'm waiting for my The Eternals by Jack Kirby complete collection. For some reason, it hasn't come in. Even though it came out a while ago. I don't know why. I'm getting the trade paperback of that. Oh, and then, speaking of Jack Kirby, this is something I picked up at my comic book shop for half price. This is The Inhumans, the origin of the Inhumans by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And this is Fantastic Four, 36, 38, 41 through 47, 62 through 65, and material from 48, 50, 52, 54 through 56, or 61, 54 through 61. Annual number 5, Thor, 146 through 152, and Not Brand Ech, number 6. So this is just a ton of Inhumans stuff. It starts with Medusa being part of... what was she part of? The Frightful Four? Is that what she was to begin with? Yeah. Just a member of the Frightful Four, and then we find out about the Inhumans and that she's one of them. But some more just Jack Kirby stuff I decided to pick up. Now, I mentioned moments ago, so hopefully you haven't forgotten, I got this at my comic book shop, and they are fantastic. They just have boxes and boxes of collected editions that are 50% off or more. And I've gotten, you're not going to see a lot, although the next thing is actually from one of those boxes. But I could show you that tons of stuff that I could be showing you. A lot of it is from them. And not just their boxes, but they do this thing. I don't know if I've talked about this before, because I haven't done a lot of comic book videos. But they have these live videos that they have every... generally, it's Tuesday and Friday. They do it on Facebook, and they essentially... Let me grab this. They'll have some little stands set up so they can put this stuff up on stands, but they'll hold something up. Whoa! All right, everybody okay? No motion sickness? We're good? They'll hold a book up, and they'll say, let's just imagine this is a single issue. They'll be like, this is issue 25 of the Inhumans. It's in pretty good shape. Da-da-da-da-da. Maybe they'll mention it's a first appearance of somebody. $5. And they'll put it on a little stand, and they'll put a little tag, a little post-it that says $5. They're bagged and boarded, so they're not putting post-its on the cover. And then in the chat, first person that says, claim Inhumans 25, gets it. Goes in their file. They can pick it up. So generally it's single issues. Sometimes they'll package mini-series and things together. And so sometimes it's a set of, say, 4 books, if it's a 4-issue miniseries, obviously. And you can get that. And sometimes this wasn't one of them, but sometimes it's a trade paperback. I got trade paperback of the new Fantastic Four, which was I think it's a 4-issue run where Spider-Man, Joe Fixit Hulk, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider sort of take on the mantle of the Fantastic Four because they have to save Reed, Sue, and Ben. I think Johnny's the only one that's free. But I've been looking for that for a long time, and they had a copy and threw it up there on this live video for $5 or $6. It wasn't much, and I claimed that puppy. I was so excited to get that. But anyway, so I got this, for half of cover price. Maybe less. Now here's another one I got from one of their boxes, half price. I'm ashamed to say I have never read this before. And this is Days of Future Past by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Which it actually includes, so it's Uncanny X-Men 138 through 143 and X-Men Annual number 4, which is illustrated by John Romita Jr. But, I've never read this classic story. Having picked this up and flipping through it, I assumed that this entire thing, however many pages it is, was, let's see, there's actually a page count. 176 pages in this book. I assumed the whole thing was the Days of Future Past storyline. Turns out, to my shock, it's only 2 issues. The Days of Future Past storyline, 2 issues. Of course, a lot of things came from that, but the original story. But I'm excited to have this and finally read it. I'm a big fan of John Byrne. Here's a new one. This is a miniseries. It's a reprint of the miniseries. And it was one of the first ones that I debated. I'd already decided I wasn't getting monthly books anymore. But this was just 4 issues. And I debated on whether to get the issues themselves or wait for the collected edition. But since this is the 3rd miniseries with this character, and I already have the first 2 in a single collected edition, I figured might as well get this one. This is SpiderMan Noir, Twilight in Babylon. Big fan of the Spider-Man Noir character. Of all the noir books that Marvel did, I think I read them all. Spider-Man was definitely my favorite noir version of their characters. The Iron Man one was pretty good too. But Spider-Man Noir, even when he's not voiced by Nick Cage, is pretty good. Let's see if I can find just a good page of artwork to show. I don't know. It's not a colorful book, which, there we go. Just show you some of that. Don't know how well you can see that, but haven't read this yet. Just got it a few weeks ago. Oh, now we're back in Jack Kirby territory. Excuse me. This one I had to order from Amazon. I don't remember if I don't think I paid cover price, but this is a complete collection by Kirby and Ditko. It is Machine Man, the complete collection. I'm a fan of Machine Man. I like the character. I'm so far behind in my monthly comic reading. I'm reading the 2020. I don't know if it was an event, if you'd call it that, but there was Iron Man 2020, 5 or 6 issue miniseries, and then a bunch of 2 and 3 issue miniseries and one-shots, a bunch of just 2020 stuff about a robot rebellion, but there's a greater threat coming from space, and Machine Man is a big part of that. I love seeing him. He, in recent days, I don't remember how he was back in the day, but in recent days, he's just kind of an outspoken, some might say an asshole, but I love it. I love the character. So I had to pick up Machine Man, the complete collection, for the Jack Kirby, and because I just love Machine Man. But again, that's one I got on Amazon. And this Machine Man 1 through 19, Incredible Hulk 235 through 237, and material from Incredible Hulk 234 and Marvel Comics Presents number 10. I don't know why some of these I choose to tell you what's in them and some I don't bother. Oh, this is one I was looking forward to. Man, I just once I had ordered this from my comic shop, I was just checking constantly. Is it coming in yet? Is it coming in yet? This is Harrow County Omnibus number 1. This is by Cullen Bunn and Tyler Crook with a bunch of other people, a bunch of other names down there. I have not read any of this, but this is supposed to be just a fantastic horror comic book. And this collects issues 1 through 16 for $30, which is not a bad deal at all. So, yeah, I love that cover. I'm a big fan of Cullen Bunn, although personally, I like his original stuff a little bit better than his work for hire stuff. Is that what you... He's done a lot of Venom miniseries and a bunch of other stuff. There's some interior artwork. So he's done a lot of stuff for Marvel. Not sure about other publishers as far as, again, the work for hire, but his original stuff, The Sixth Gun, the brain's not working. I just bought a one-shot that he had, and I can't think of the name of it. There's a huge omnibus edition of some original stuff he did for Aftershock, I want to say is the publisher, that I would love to get my hands on. But anyway, yeah, I'm really getting into... I mean, obviously I'm a huge fan of horror, so I'm really trying to dig into some of the better horror comics, and this is supposed to be a top-notch book. So I'm excited about reading this. All right. This is a new one. It's just a collected edition. It's volume 7 of the title that I'm about to tell you. This is the second one of the... I stopped getting the monthly issues. Now I'm getting the collected editions. And actually, the last monthly issue of this book is the first issue that's in here, but that's going to happen sometimes. This is The Avengers, Volume 7, The Age of Khonshu. Very excited about this because it's Moon Knight-centric. I've been digging this run on The Avengers. They've been doing some interesting things. But putting Moon Knight front and center, I'm a huge Moon Knight fan, which you'll see shortly. So I'm very excited about this, and it's got some other things going on. This is Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness, a bunch of other people. Avengers 31 through 38. I have issue 31. But what am I going to do? Not get this? Yeah, very excited for this. Next up. This is me buying back my childhood. This is an Epic collection. I love the Epic collections that Marvel puts out. This is Epic Collection West Coast Avengers, Volume 1, How the West Was Won, what it's called. And this is, I'm not going to go into all the creators. You can see their names down there. There you go. I will tell you, this has West Coast Avengers 1 through 4, which was a mini-series. Excuse me. Iron Man Annual number 7, Avengers 250, West Coast Avengers 1 through 7, which I believe then was the ongoing series. Vision and Scarlet Witch 1 and 2, which is, I believe, the first 2 issues of that 12-issue miniseries. And Wonder Man number 1. But right off the bat, I've always been a huge fan of Hawkeye, Tigra, Wonder Man, and huge fan of Iron Man, even though that is certainly not my favorite armor. Well, you see a lot of people in there. I used to have most of this stuff. Look at that good old-fashioned artwork. I think I had most of this stuff when I was a younger person. Don't have it anymore, but now I do in this nice collected edition. These are nice books. All right, now I'm going to move something aside for a moment because I want to save that for last. This is something I picked up at Half Price Books, and this is, what's the best? This is a big book. What's the best way to do this? I'll just show you the front first. Nice picture of Superman. This is Superman for Tomorrow. Absolute edition, apparently. And this is by Brian Azzarello and Jim Lee. There's the inside cover. There's the back cover. And this, I just happened to, Jim Lee happened to see this at Half Price Books at a good price, so I figured I'd grab it. Let's see if I can, this tiny, tiny print. Originally published in single magazine form in Superman 204 through 215. So there's an introduction, and then let's find, oh, there's something colorful. Oof, it's big and unwieldy. There's some of the interior art. And then there's a ton of behind the scenes. There's sketches and alternate covers and different things. So this was just, oh, it's got one of those little bookmark ribbons in it. So this was a nice little get. I like Brian Azzarello. Jim Lee's fine. Not a huge Jim Lee fan, but I'm not like anti-Jim Lee. So that was kind of cool. Something I found at Half Price Books. Not sure when this particular edition actually came out. And now, how am I going to do this? That might cause things. No, it's not falling over. Here we are. The big one. Oh, even heavier than that. This one just came out a week or two ago. I was waiting a long time for it. This is more of buying back my childhood. One of my favorite characters of all time. Got to catch my breath. This is Moon Knight Omnibus Volume 1. Look at that thing. It's huge. That is every... Let's see. Okay, can you see all those? I know you're not going to be able to make out all those covers. That's everything that's in here. And this is... I'm going to go over some of this. Or all of it. I don't know. We'll see if I stop or not. This has Werewolf by Night, 32 and 33. That's the first appearance of Moon Knight. Marvel Spotlight, 28 and 29. Defenders, 47 through 50. Spectacular Spider-Man, 22 and 23. Marvel 2 and 152. Moon Knight, 1 through 20. And Marvel Team Up Annual number 4. And material from Defenders 51, Hulk Magazine 11 through 15, 17 and 18, and 20. Marvel Preview 21, and Amazing Spider-Man 220. So yeah, that is a lot of material. Again, try to show you all the covers there. I absolutely adore Moon Knight. And again, I used to have most of this stuff. Here, see if I can show you just some interiors there. Can you see that well enough? I didn't have the Werewolf by Night back in the day. I did have some of the Hulk magazine. I had all these issues of Moon Knight's own series. And as for the Spider-Man and the other stuff, I don't recall if I had it or not. But so this is the last thing I'm showing. And this is... I am so happy to have this. Moon Knight has... There are 3 epic collections for Moon Knight, but for some reason, Volume 2 has always been incredibly hard to find. And And so I could have gotten volumes 1 and 3. And I did just hear that they're doing a reprint of volume 2, but that doesn't help me now because I bought the omnibus. But that's fine. I just want to reread this stuff. Look at that beautiful artwork. All right, so there you go. That's just some stuff I've picked up relatively recently. Again, I'm looking over here, and I can see Stumptown Volume 3. That's Greg Rucka. I love Greg Rucka. I'll pick up anything he does. I've got what does that say? The Ultimate Collection. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Ultimate Collection Volume 1. That reprints the original black and white Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. The Tick, the complete Edland. That's reprints of the original Tick comic book. Some more Red Sonja, some Tomb of Dracula, 2 volumes of a book called Beasts of Burden, which is essentially, I believe, because I haven't read it yet, but it's like animals fighting Lovecraftian horrors, like dogs and cats and stuff, fighting Lovecraftian horrors. And then there's just, there's a ton of stuff over there and over there, everywhere. But there's a sampling of the comic books, the collected editions that I've picked up. All right. That's it for now, I guess. So if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, if you just want to see like the comics I have, the trades anyway, trade paperbacks and hardbacks, because I'm not going through single issues, that'd be crazy. Although I may talk about some series someday, maybe review some things. But anyway, if you want to see more stuff like this, just let me know. I don't know what spoilers we would be talking about, but you know how it is. If you're going to talk spoilers, post a spoiler warning. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where you can see pictures of the stuff I buy, because I basically just post pictures of new books and comics that I've gotten and board games. But my Instagram is ErikSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. And that's all I've got for you. So until next time, read more comic books.